Hi, fourth graders. Today we're going to talk about angle measures. So we're going to review the different types of angles that we've talked about before, and then we're going to practice estimating about how many degrees different angles are. So if we have an angle that is less than 90 degrees, what kind of angle is it?
Acute.
Acute. If we have an angle that's exactly 90 degrees, what kind of angle is that?
Right.
Right? If we have an angle that's larger than 90 degrees, we call that
Obtuse.
obtuse. And today we're adding in, if we have an angle that is all the way across, we call that a straight angle. It measures 180 degrees and it just looks like a straight line all the way across. There's not any kind of closing about the line. Okay, so we're going to practice using a measurement tool that looks similar to these measurements to measure different types of angles, give it estimates. So if you're in your math book on page 520, the bottom of it says that there is directions on how to make this angle measurement tool. I have already made one, so in your bags should have been an index card that was folded and then labeled with different measurement degrees on them. So for example, the first one is an acute angle, and it's measuring 45 degrees. So if you fold it until you see the 45, this would be an acute angle. It would be about 45 degrees. Then we have the right angle at 90 degrees. An obtuse angle, if you open up all the way and then fold up that last side, that right side, we would have this nice obtuse angle here that's measuring about 135 degrees. And then our straight angle is all the way across that bottom. Okay, so now we're going to use this angle measurement tool to give ourselves estimates of approximately how much an angle is for your lesson practice. So if you go to your books, page 522, you will see your lesson practice right up at the top of the page. Okay, and we're going to practice measuring using our tool to give us an estimate of about how large each of those angles are. So Taylor, can you see the lesson practice right now?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe stand up and so you're closer. Okay. What type of angle is angle A?
Acute.
Acute. So if I'm going to take my angle measurement tool, I'm going to find my acute angle, and it was at 45 degrees. I'm going to line it right up, slide it into that space, and what do you notice about my angle measurement tool compared to the angle that's in the book?
It's too big.
The angle in the book is bigger than 45 degrees. So what does that mean? About approximately how much do you think the angle would be measuring then if it's that much bigger than 45 degrees?
60.
About 60 degrees. If you're about like 10 off, it would be fine. So this is 60 degrees about, approximately. So if you said it was for 55 to 65, you'd probably be close enough. Okay, how about angle B? What type of angle does that look like?
Right.
Okay, it looks approximately to be a right angle. So I'll take my angle measurement tool to the right angle, and that would be 90 degrees. If I slide it right in there, what do you notice about that measurement?
The box is too small.
The box is slightly smaller than 90 degrees. So approximately how many degrees would that be?
85.
About 85 degrees works. Okay, if I'm looking at type angle C, what type is that?
Obtuse.
Obtuse, so go to your obtuse measurement, which is measuring 135 degrees. And if I slide that in, what do we see?
The box is too small.
The book is smaller than 135 degrees. So think to yourself, about how much smaller would it be?
125.
125 works. My book says it's 120 degrees, but 125 would be fine. And then angle D is what type?
Acute.
Acute, so go back to your acute measurement. This time it's facing the other direction, so I'm just turning mine upside down. If I slide it in, what do you notice?
It's the same size.
It's about exactly the same size, so that means that angle D would measure about how much?
45.
45 degrees. Okay. Question E says, at 9 o'clock, the hands of the clock form an angle of how many degrees? So if I have my clock, okay, there's 12, 6, 3, 9. Okay, if it's 9 o'clock, then I have my hour hand pointing here and my minute hand pointing up. What type of angle is that making?
Right.
A right angle. Okay, so that's how to measure angles, different angle measurements. If you look at your packet, your homework packet, you should have a Reteaching 81 in there. And what you can do is the same thing we just did together. Take your angle measurement tool, and for example, number 1, just take that looks like an acute angle, so take your measurement and just line it up there. It looks about the same size as 45 degrees, so on the line, I would write 45 degrees. Angle 2 is looking to be a little bit bigger, so kind of think to yourself, well, how much bigger is number 2 than number 1? And write your estimate on the line. Okay, otherwise, good luck.